Just about got a little piercing there, Rick. Back at the Tauranga Bridge Marina and about to head out on striker once again. Should be a good mission. Let's go. What can I say? Not a very good start to the trip. I was just loading my stuff out of the trolley over here onto striker, and while I was jumping over the gap, my phone fell out of my pouch pocket and down the gap down there. So my very valuable and very important phone has just fallen in the tide about an hour before we're due to leave on striker. But Rusty the Pirate's called his brother. His brother's going to come down here with a dive tank, and I think he's going to jump in there for me and see if he can find my phone. So fingers crossed he can, and fingers crossed it's okay, because that's how I edit all my videos. So without that phone, I'm in a wee bit of mischief. So fingers crossed we can get that back. That was so fast, bro. Unbelievable. That's so fast, bro. Did you take a breath? Oh, bro. Like the boss, bro. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Scotty, you absolute legend. Thank you so much for turning up so quickly with all the giwas, jumping in and saving the day for me today. Bro, today you are my hero.
Oh, you see my pet goldfish?
You got a pet goldfish?
White Island granddaddies.
It's real bright.
It was different colour when we got him. He's tried to camo himself to the
Oh, he's got more pale. Oh yeah, they're good sized liveys, bro.
Yeah.
Beautiful Mackies. I'm pretty familiar with the layout of striker, so it wasn't too difficult to find the wraps and make myself a quick snack. Just in time before the other guests arrived and we had to cast off the ropes and make a move. The plan for tonight was to head for Mayor Island. We're leaving pretty late, the weather's pretty ugly, so we're just going to punch through, find a comfortable anchorage in Southeast Bay where we're going to kick back, have a feast and get ready for the big day of fishing tomorrow. You've got a bit of that on there tonight, eh, Michelle?
Yeah.
Looking good.
There it is.
Wow. Eating well on striker.
We could probably shut the generator.
Yep, I'll do that.
Cool.
I will leave a gap before I put the apple pie in.
Michelle didn't even leave a gap before the apple pie, and that's why we all fell asleep early. But that's okay, because we had an alarm set where we're up bright and early and steaming towards the first fishing location. We had just enough time to rig up the traces and set up all of the electric reels before I was being summoned upstairs to check out the fish finder.
Now that's a fish.
That's stacked, bro.
It's like 70 metres.
Whoa. We're straight into them this time.
Hopefully, bro.
Oh, she's a bit bumpy up here. Rusty the Pirate has a very cool system for deploying all of the lines one at a time so that they don't get tangled. I was a little bit slow on the uptake this time, as you can see, so I'll try to explain it a little bit better on the next drop. Anyways, this is the first drop. We're fishing in just over 350 metres of water, and it'll take about 5 minutes for our baits to make it to the bottom. For bait today, we'll be using fresh barracuda, mackies, and once we catch a few gemfish, we'll convert a couple of those into fresh baits too. My very first set of baits makes it to the bottom. I get in contact with the sinker and sure enough, I try to resist striking and give the fish a good 5 seconds to eat the bait before engaging the electric to strike the fish. And sure enough, wha-bam! I'm hooked up. As you can hear, I'm pretty stoked to pick up this solid bluenose on my very first drop, and it looks like old mate John is hooked up to something pretty substantial in the corner. On his very first drop of the day, old mate John has managed to snag himself a couple of very solid bluenose. Right, it's time to drop again, and basically the system goes like this. We've each been assigned a number, and Rusty keeps driving the boats forwards over the knoll and calling out our numbers. We deploy our baits sequentially, which spreads out the lines. Rusty then adjusts the boat to be above the drift just before the baits hit the bottom and holds the boat steady until we all hook up.
Good size Jimmy, John. Good size Jimmy. Real good. Nice, Louis. Michelle. Nice fish, Michelle. Well done. It's a dog. Fresh bait, eh, Michelle?
The main target species for today are bluenose and hopefully a few hapuka. But in this region, you're almost always guaranteed to catch a few of these gemfish. Now, gemfish are often mistaken for a barracuda, but in fact these guys right here are pretty delicious in the smoker. They also make pretty fantastic fresh baits.
They are big jimmies, eh? Oh, it's a big jimmy.
Right, you got a face, right? Yeah, John! Yeah, my brother! Work it, boys! We haven't even got to the good spot yet. Maybe just the chipmunks. Up the shit. Let's go. Russell the better, I say. Come on, good dog, bro. John's on a real beauty. Rick's got a nice window too. Oh, I love it, like I say.
Nod. Hey!
Here it comes. Jimmy. No, it's a
Harpooker! Yeah, boy! Harpooker!
It's a booker.
Harpooker, you beauty!
Yeah.
Okay, we've got a harpooker, that's so cool, guys.
Yeah.
Okay. Good eater, bro.
Yay.
Go, you're on.
Got it. Do you want to hold it up, John?
Bounty's on. Beautiful, bro.
Yeah. Beautiful. Awesome. Nice fish, John. Check it out. There we go.
Another nice bluey. How's that? Beautiful bluey.
Good eating size, those ones.
Woohoo! So I'm hooked up to one here. Looks like a good fish too. Sean maybe hooked up again. And over in the corner there, Rick's helping Hugh land his fish. Rusty the Pirate is on great form. So, that bad boy there is a gemfish. This is how you hold it in the eyes. Don't put your fingers anywhere near those sharp bits there or you'll know all about it.
Or in the gills.
Yeah, or in the gills. The gills are really sharp on jimmies too, so by the eyes. John's got himself a double of big jimmies. Look at that, big jimmies too. Big beautiful ones. Man, those are going to be neat for the smoker. Beautiful big jimmies. Just about got a little piercing there, Rick. Rick just about got himself a piercing. What's that? Woo-hoo-hoo! More good news. It's just good news all around. Massive jimmies. I got one big jimmy. Oh. He's all right. Right.
Another bin nearly full. I'll get the other bin soon.
That one wants to get caught again.
Go hooked him.
Yeah. Time to stop for a quick snack. Everybody on board has managed to catch plenty of top quality fish for the table, and it's time to turn the boat around and head for dry land. So, following the usual striker tradition, we start the epic filleting session. It'll be a little while till we get back, and today I've decided to keep a couple of my Bluenose so I can make a nice filleting video from the comfort of dry land for you guys. So for now, you guys can just kick back and enjoy the tasty views while we make our journey home. Quick shout out to my friends at Fairwood Designs. Thank you for this beautiful chopping board. Looks good, sounds good. Let's give it a test run. I'd like to preface this by saying I'm certainly no professional, and I do find these bigger fish a bit more challenging to fillet. But this is just how I like to process my Bluenose. First things first, I like to open that gut cavity all the way up and remove the guts and gills. I know it's subtle, but some of you might notice that I've added some CGI pixels into this video. I got in trouble in a previous video for it being slightly too graphic, so I've decided not to gamble, and today I've pixelated out all the gory bits, but basically I'm just removing the gills and the guts here, guys. Yes, this is fresh water, but don't freak out. While the fish still has that gut membrane and all of his skin intact, it's not going to affect the quality of the fish, and it's the perfect time for a bit of a cleanup. Despite being a little bit more difficult to handle, these bigger fish are pretty much business as usual. You follow all the same lines, but since you've removed that gut and cleaned out that cavity already, you just crunch down through the ribs. Remembering not to remove the first fillet completely so that when you turn the fish over, it maintains that beautiful shape, making the second fillet just as easy to remove. Sorry. The meat closest to the bones is indeed the sweetest, so fear not, nothing here is going to be wasted. These frames are going straight back on the ice to be eaten by myself and redistributed amongst my friends and family. Next thing to do is to whip these ribs off that also go onto the ice. These are delicious, dusted with a bit of flour, salt and pepper, and maybe another seasoning. You guys will notice I do most of my filleting with my beautiful razor sharp sword knife that I love very muchly, but when it comes to skinning, I like to switch over to this longer, blunter white knife. The reason for that is I find the blunter knife sits nicely in the fat layer between the skin and the flesh without causing any damage. A quick change back to the razor sharp sword knife to whip out those centre bones, and it's time to break down the fillets. I like to steak my fillets down into 4 nice pieces, and then it's about when I usually realise I haven't brought out a container to pop the fillets into, so I quickly shuffle off to the kitchen to sort that out. Wabam. A massive shout out to Rusty the Pirate for another epic adventure on board Striker Charters. And of course I have to say another huge thank you to you absolute legend Scotty. Thank you so much for rescuing my phone. Without your assistance, this week's episode would not even be possible. If you guys did watch this video all the way through to the end, please drop a comment for Scotty, just so that he knows he's an absolute legend.